In 1857, a 22-year-old queen did something that would haunt the most powerful empire on earth for generations. It wasn't a treaty, it wasn't a quiet surrender, it was war. With her infant son strapped to her back, she faced the British Empire and chose defiance. This is the story of Rani Lakshmibai. Imagine being 22, a new mother, and your husband, the king, has just died. Your world is already shattered. Then an occupying force, the British East India Company, tells you that your kingdom, your home, your child's birthright, is no longer yours. They use a legal trick, a loophole called the doctrine of lapse, to declare your kingdom of Jhansi ownerless, simply because you don't have a male heir. They offer you a pension, a pittance, to just disappear. They expected a grieving widow, broken and silent. Instead, they got a queen. She looked them in the eye and uttered words that would echo through history. "I will not surrender my Jhansi." That declaration wasn't just words, it was a promise forged in fire. While the British were busy counting their stolen gold, Lakshmibai was forging an army. She rallied her people, men and women, rich and poor. She didn't just command from a throne, she trained alongside them, turning farmers into fighters, and instilling in them a spirit of resistance that money could never buy. When the British came for Jhansi, they expected a quick victory. What they found was a fortress defended by a lioness. The siege was brutal. For weeks, cannonballs rained down, smashing through the ancient walls. But for every breach, the people of Jhansi fought back with unimaginable courage. Finally, the walls crumbled. The British army poured in, ready to claim their prize. But Lakshmibai did the impossible. In the dead of night, with flames consuming her city, she strapped her young son to her back, mounted her horse, and took a legendary leap from the high fortress ramparts. She vanished into the darkness, leaving the British commanders staring at an empty castle, utterly stunned. She was no longer just a queen. She had become the resistance. This young mother, now a warrior in exile, led cavalry charges across central India. She became a symbol of hope, a moving fire of rebellion. Even the British, her sworn enemies, couldn't help but respect her. Their own military reports described her as the bravest and best military leader of the rebels, admitting they feared her more than any man. In her final battle, surrounded and outnumbered, she fought with what witnesses described as superhuman ferocity. A British officer who survived the battle wrote in his memoirs that she handled her sword like a devil and died like a soldier. They needed an army of 50,000 to try and silence one woman defending her home, but they failed. They may have taken her life, but they couldn't kill her spirit. Her story became the spark that ignited a flame of freedom, a legend that would eventually unite a nation and help drive the British out of India forever. Her final stand forces us to ask a difficult question. Was she a freedom fighter? Or, by the standards of the empire, a rebel who caused more bloodshed? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you think this story is unbelievable, wait until you hear about the Japanese soldier who refused to surrender and fought World War II for 29 years after it ended. Subscribe for more stories that sound like fiction but are shockingly true.